So the Walking Dead trailer is finally here, but it didn't show us who Negan killed, although I think there are some hints as to who it is. In the first part of the trailer, flashbacks were shown for every character who was caught by Negan. Just a reminder, those characters were Glenn, Carl, Daryl, Maggie, Sasha, Michonne, Abraham, Rosita, Eugene, Aaron, and Rick. So right off the bat, I think we can eliminate Rick and Carl. Rick is the leader of the group, so Negan needs him, and killing Carl wouldn't be a good way of getting Rick to do what he wanted. I also think we can eliminate the possibility of it being Aaron because he's such a minor character, and I really hope they wouldn't build up so much suspense only to kill off someone so unimportant. So listening back to the trailer for a second time, I came across this part where Negan is laughing, which is followed by the thud of Lucille and the scream of a man. I am almost positive this is the execution scene, which automatically disqualifies Maggie, Sasha, Michonne, and Rosita. Now let's listen to it one more time. To me, it clearly sounds like Abraham's voice, and it also makes a ton of sense. In the comics, it was Abraham who was shot in the back of the head by a crossbow, not Denise. To me, this means that Abraham is living on borrowed time, and I think this would be the perfect character for the show creators to kill. Here's another clue as to why Abraham is the one who is killed.
Oh, you're all gonna be doing that.
Look, Dad, taking it like a champ.
You know, throughout the show, Abraham has been portrayed as the tough guy of the group. I don't think we've ever seen him scared, and he is definitely the most likely person in the group to take it like a champ. So this is the last clue I found while replaying the scene. When Negan was going around the circle eyeing everyone up, Abraham did not back down one bit. In fact, he even rose up from sitting down to stare down Negan, basically telling him, "I'm not scared of you." And we all know how Negan absolutely hates defiance or any type of boldness.
Don't. Alright, listen. Don't any of you do that again. I will shut that shit down, no exceptions. First one's free. It's an emotional moment. I get it.
Abraham embodies just that. He didn't look scared, frightened, or worried, and I think Negan resents that about him. This is all he said when he came to Abraham.
Huh. I gotta shave this shit.
And yes, although Glenn is the one who was killed by Negan in the comics, we have seen them deviate from the original story before, and I think the death of Glenn would be too obvious and there would be too much outrage over his death. And after seeing this trailer, I honestly would be very surprised if Abraham was not the one who died. In the next part, we see Morgan and Carol walking with the guys on horses going to a city. From the horses and armor, we can assume that they are members of the Kingdom. More on that later. Dwight has a heavy presence in this trailer, meaning that he will be one of the main antagonists of this season, probably second only to Negan. It also seems as if a large part of this next season will be set inside Negan's compound, as we are shown a clip of people bowing down to him as he walks by. The bowing part tells a big story in my eyes. Negan isn't just their leader, he's more like their god. I feel like this will play a big part into how their community is run, with Negan being more of a brutal dictator than a fair leader. We are also shown an image of what looks to be like Negan cozying up to Olivia, which is an odd scene to say the least. There are many new faces, including this woman. She seems to be not buying into the whole Negan is a god belief, and I think it's very possible that she's in fact one of Negan's wives. In the comics, Negan had many wives, and this could very well be one of them. I also feel like she may become crucial in the upcoming season, especially if it turns out that she is in fact close to him. The trailer also provided us with the first glimpses of the Savior's home base, called the Sanctuary. It was once some type of mill or factory, but has now since been converted into a fortress. The preview showed some of the defense mechanisms they have implemented, including a wall of chained up walkers and stone barricades. Next, we are introduced to King Ezekiel, the man in charge of the kingdom and the person who rules over the two men on horseback who are currently helping Morgan and Carol. The Kingdom is a community of survivors in Washington, D.C. who live at a high school surrounded by a wall of buses and sheets of metal. In the comics, they are the second biggest settlement after the Hilltop Colony and dislike the Saviors almost as much as Rick's group. Ezekiel himself was a zookeeper before the outbreak, explaining the tiger in the preview, whose name is Shiva. Since both the survivors and the members of the Kingdom share a mutual hate for Negan and the Saviors, I think it's very possible that they band together to try and stop him.
Only way.
What the hell's going on in the most wonderful way?
Alright guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Please leave a comment telling me who you think Negan killed at the end of Season 6. And in a couple days I'll be putting out a Game of Thrones video, so stay tuned for that.